Yo, what's going on guys? How you doing? Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Go Adventures. Only today, it's a sad story. So, I had a video planned for today. In fact, I recorded a video for today. I went out yesterday. I went back to Crystal Palace because I went to hatch some eggs and I wanted to go back and see if I could try and catch that Hitmonchan that I know is there, but I didn't see last time, and also try and catch Mankey, all that stuff. So I went out and I recorded the whole episode, but before that, I bought this. This is like a Rode mic that plugs into your phone. And I thought, you know what, it will give me slightly better audio quality. Not that I really needed it, to be honest, because I've always been kind of happy with the audio quality of the Pokemon Go videos anyway. But I thought, you know what, it's a new piece of kit, let's try it out. So I got it, I ordered it, I tried it out at home. It was all good. I thought, yep, that's fine. Then I took it out and I recorded all day long with it. Admittedly, it's probably my fault for not checking it. However, when I went to edit the video today, it was completely and utterly unusable. The mic, for some reason, just completely messed up. There was annoying clicking and buzzing in the background. I'll show you guys a sample now. Yo, what's going on guys? How you doing? Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Go Adventures. So yeah, as you can see, that is completely unusable. I did kind of question, I started to edit it and thinking, can I get away with this? Because it was actually a really cool episode. There was some really cool things that happened. Of course, I caught my reactions and I really wanted to try and sort of share that with you guys. But in the end, I was like, you know what? I'm not happy with the quality. I'm not going to upload it. Like, if I'm not happy with it, I don't want you guys to see it. So instead, we're going to do Pokemon Go story time, because I'm kind of getting to this point where a few of you guys have mentioned in the comments, you mentioned this site called Pokemon Vision. I actually knew about it for a while. My friend Hayden Smith sent me a link to it. Shout out to him. I don't really use it that much because, to be honest, around my area, there's not really that much anyway. So Pokemon Vision is kind of useful if you're going somewhere new, so you can kind of get an idea of what's going to be there. But to give you guys some context, if I throw this up on screen, this is Kelsey Park, the place I went to in episode 2. And conversely, this is Hyde Park, which is a place in London. Loads of Pokemon, loads of stuff to see, so you can kind of get an idea that around where I live, there's really not that much to do. So it's getting harder and harder to make these episodes because I don't really want to revisit the same places, because I kind of know what you can get there already, so I don't want the episode to be boring. But at the same time, when I'm like trying to record an episode during the week, I don't really have the time to go up to London because, of course, I've got to make videos and stuff. So it's getting kind of difficult. I'm trying to sort of think of other things and other places I can go to. But long story short, the intention for this episode, the reason I went back to Crystal Palace was because three main things. I had a 10-kilometer egg that was very nearly going to hatch. I had two 5-kilometer eggs nearly going to hatch, and a 2-kilometer egg. So I thought, you know what I'll do? I'll go to Crystal Palace. I will hatch the eggs. We will then go and do the lucky egg leveling up thing again, because I was trying to get some XP. Plus I had 6 Pokemon lined up for evolutions, so I thought, yeah, I'll do that combined with the lucky egg. Hopefully we'll get some decent XP. We might catch some more Pokemon along the way, and I thought, yeah, maybe I'll try and get that Mankey, because you guys might remember at the end of the last episode there was a Mankey that showed up on the tracker. Couldn't quite find it, unfortunately. So yeah, that was the plan. So instead, I'm just going to retell what happened. So basically, got to Crystal Palace, started walking around. My very first egg hatched. In fact, my very first egg hatched and I wasn't entirely sure what happened because it kind of disappeared. But as I was getting around to that sports stadium, the one that I was there in the last episode where I put the double lures down, Hitmonchan actually showed up on the track. I was like, what? This was like an insane moment, because I thought to myself, you know what? Last time I didn't see it at all. I was just kind of, running around aimlessly hoping it would show up. But this time it was actually on the tracker. But as you guys know, if you played Pokemon Go recently, the step tracker is still broken, so you have no idea whether it's near or not. So the only thing I can do is like walk around until it starts to like push itself up the tracker. I got to the point where it was the very first Pokemon on the tracker, so it should have been near. And I was walking around, I just couldn't find it. Like I walked back up to the sports center and I put down double lures. It didn't show up. I walked underneath the bridge down to where the sports center was. I walked around the side where there's like a little go-kart track. And bear in mind as well that Pokemon spawns work on a timer, so a Pokemon will only be there for like a short amount of time. So the fact that Hitmonchan was in the tracker meant I probably had at tops about 4 or 5 minutes. So yeah, I lost it. Still, I have now, I feel every single time we're getting closer, because up until this point I'd never seen Hitmonchan apart from that one time where it was just passing on a train. So I went to a park where someone had told me it was there and I couldn't find it. Then this episode I saw it on a tracker, so I feel like every episode we get a little bit closer. So hopefully in the next few episodes we might actually catch one. But safe to say I lost it. But as mentioned at the beginning of the episode, I kind of mentioned how I was going to hopefully try and catch that Mankey. And then as I said that, my 5k egg hatched, and it hatched into a Mankey, which is really cool. So I was like, well, you know what, I don't even need to bother about that now. So that was super cool. Electrobuzz also showed up on my tracker. Again, I didn't find that one. So I carried on walking around. My 10km egg hatched, which is, well, super cool. But as you guys know, again, 10km eggs for me are a bit of a weird one because there are so many things that I specifically want. Like I want Hitmonchan, I want Hitmonlee, Aerodactyl and Snorlax. So for me, unless one of those 4 things comes out of a 10k egg, I'm not really happy. So it kind of skews my reactions, but basically I opened my 10k egg and I got a Lapras, which is now my strongest Pokemon at, I believe, 909 CP. So in any other situation, if it was anyone else, they would be like, what, that's insane, that's crazy. Like Lapras is really cool, I haven't got it, it's new for my Pokedex, everything like that. But because it's not one of the 4 that I wanted, I kind of didn't have I didn't quite have the same reaction. Either way, that's where I was at with that one. Then after hatching my Lapras, as I was walking back, I then almost wasn't paying attention. I was just kind of like looking at my phone, kind of scanning through my Pokedex and stuff. Then my phone vibrated, and of course that means there's a Pokemon nearby. I looked down. At first I didn't see it because it was blending in the grass, and it turned out it was a Bulbasaur, which is even more awesome because, of course, I don't have a Bulbasaur yet. A Bulbasaur is the only starter I don't have. I have Squirtle, I have Charmander, so I caught that one. It was pretty tough. It actually came up like just above 350 CP, I think. So for a starter, that's actually really high. That would be a great evolution. Normally, you look at like my Squirtle's like 50 CP, my Charmander's like 40 CP or something, so they're pretty low. So a Bulbasaur at that high was really good. I had to use a Great Ball and a Raspberry on it, or Raspberry even, should I say. But yeah, that's kind of it. A couple of other things, I caught a load of Voltorbs as I was going around the park, so I'm actually now only 4 Voltorbs away from an evolution. So if I can catch them maybe in London on the weekend or something, then that would be cool, because that will of course finish that one up. And then on top of that, the other thing I forgot to mention didn't actually happen in the last episode. It actually happened the day before. I went to the gym, real life gym, not a in-game gym, and I caught a Kabuto, which was really cool. It's only like low CP, but it was still a Pokemon I don't have. Pretty cool Pokemon, so that was a cool catch. So that's kind of, in a nutshell, what happened in the last episode. Admittedly, it's not quite the same as me, doing it live and trying to give you guys my reactions then. But I kind of wanted to sort of share it with you guys instead of just sort of, I contemplated thinking, oh, I'll just go and record a completely different episode and just say, by the way, this stuff happened. But it was kind of big, that episode, so yeah, I'm going to share it with you anyway. And because I won't really have a chance to record until the weekend, I thought this would be a gap fill episode. So apologies, it's not like a normal conventional Pokemon Go episode. I do apologise for that. But this weekend I have big plans. So on Sunday, I'm going to go into London. Finally, it's a good place for Pokemon. I'm going to go there because my brother has recently moved to London, so we're going to go and check out his place. But also, I'm going to Hyde Park because Hyde Park is just full of Pokemon. However, the more important one that I want to do is I want to go to Holland Park. My friend Sai, I used to go to university with him. He sent me a message on Facebook the other day. He was like, yo, you need to go to Holland Park. It is a Charmander spawn location. And look at this picture. This is the picture he sent me. That is him after an hour or so in Holland Park. So yes, I'm definitely going there because the weekend, that means if I can sit there and if you got on PokeVision and you click on Holland Park in London, at any one time there's normally at least 2 or 3 Charmanders. So it's a reliable source of them. So I'm definitely going to go there because, all I need is 25, no, I think about 10, and then I can evolve into a Charmeleon. Of course, you'll need a lot more to do the Charizard, but if I spend enough time there, I might be able to do it. So hopefully this weekend's episode will include a Charmander, Charmeleon, maybe a Charizard, depending on how far we go. Also, not too far from where my brother lives, I have seen on PokeVision a Hitmonlee that spawns on a road, so I don't know whether I will get that. But the point is, this weekend's episode on Sunday should be a really, really good one. I'm going to try and I'll record it on Sunday, but I'll also try and upload it on Sunday, depending on what time I get back. If not, it'll be up on Monday. But that should be really good because, yeah, as I say, there's loads of things in Hyde Park. There are loads of Pokemon that I have never caught before, so it'll be a really good way to improve my Pokedex. It'll be a really good way to catch some new Pokemon, and hopefully it should be a really, really good episode. But for the time being, that is it. I don't want this episode to be too long because of the fact that I'm not actually walking around. It's kind of just like, hey, here's what I did, so I don't really want to drag it on. But at the end of the last episode, I also evolved a load of Pokemon, so I'm now about 3/4 of the way through level 15, so not too bad, but still a fair way to go. It takes quite a long time to level up now, so it is quite a grind. But that's the plan. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Admittedly, it's like a half episode, but that's what's happened. That is my kind of update on my Pokemon Go adventure, and this weekend, make sure you stay tuned because it's going to be a super good episode. But thanks for watching. Let me know how you guys are getting along down below, and I'll catch you later.